welcome on into the very first episode of Strategy Game News for 2026. February is an interesting month. We've got February Next Fest starting on the 23rd. And with that, we have a whole bunch of demos that are going to be dropping soon. As per usual, this video is time-stamped, so if you're only interested in a certain game, you can scrub along the timeline like the shower floor you've been neglecting and find the games that you're actually interested in. Or if you're feeling kind and you want to donate me a watch time, that's good too. Before we get stuck into things, a massive thank you as always to Into the AM for supporting the channel and sending me some very cool t-shirts. I want you guys to go and check out their basic tees and packs. The basic packs basically take out all of the guesswork when it comes to building the foundations and staples of your wardrobe. These are super comfy, super soft t-shirts that are suited for every kind of outfit. Really great for layering as well if you want to get like the basic one under there and then maybe a flanny over top. Does look very nice. The basics do come in value bundles as well, so you'll be saving heaps by putting more shirts in one package. Go and suss out what they've got available now and refresh the foundations of your wardrobe. I've got a link down in the description below if you could give that a cheeky click. That'd be great for everybody involved, mainly you. And now one last thing, and then I promise there are games coming. But the first game is the reason that I have to mention this. I do work for Hooded Horse, but like I always say, Hooded Horse games will always appear in these videos because they're strategy games. This is strategy game news. You see the dilemma. Anyway, let's get stuck in. First up, you guessed it, we're covering MENACE. Tactical sci-fi RPG MENACE released into early access on February 5th. From the creators of Battle Brothers and published by Hooded Horse, MENACE sees you assume the role of commander aboard the TCRN Impetus, stranded in the lawless Wayback System. You'll need to choose which factions you want to work with and align with, while selecting your missions carefully to conserve equipment and resources. MENACE is a deeply tactical and, from what I'm hearing, brutal experience, which for some is scratching an itch and for others itching a scratch into their patience for carefully planned operations going poorly due to unlucky RNG. MENACE pulls no punches when it comes to getting boots planetside and secondary objectives achieved. This one came out into early access on February 5th and already has patches flowing. Keep an eye on the Steam page, or I'd recommend checking out Frost4, who has a MENACE Let's Play series going at the moment for a more in-depth look. Historical turn-based RPG NORSE Oath of Blood will be released on February 17th. This ambitious endeavour sees the player delve into the rich landscape of Viking Age Norway in a saga of ambition, revenge, and duty. Engage in turn-based battles with your unit of warriors, who each boast unique skills to complement your current objective. You can upgrade, recruit, and customize each troop while overseeing your settlement as it grows into an embedded stronghold to assist you on your journey. Written by best-selling author Giles Christian, who wrote the Raven trilogy, that is Blood Eye, Sons of Thunder, and Odin's Wolves, NORSE Oath of Blood will be the first game developed by Arctic Hazard. This developer is based in Norway and is made up of a team of founders with a long history in the gaming industry. They've teamed up with publisher Tripwire Interactive of the Rising Storm franchise to bring us this one, and with some beautifully produced dev diaries, have documented the process of developing NORSE over the last few years. This is a very ambitious project with some fully motion captured cutscenes and some incredible voice acting from the looks of it. In all honesty, during my research, it looked a little too good to be true. I hope that we get what we're seeing from the dev diaries and the gameplay trailers and the updates, and I guess we'll find out soon because NORSE Blood of Oath is going to launch on Steam on February 17th and is aiming for a PS5 and Xbox release in Northern Hemisphere spring of 2026. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown is set to release on February 18th from GameExcite and Daedalic Entertainment. With a mix of deep strategy and management simulations, this sci-fi roguelike has the player take the helm of the Voyager and explore the vast reaches of space to collect resources in order to fuel your journey, while making decisions to ensure the survival of all on board. The ship is yours to command and manage. You'll need to ensure that your crew are up to the task of maintaining and repairing her, while also providing the facilities and systems they need to perform their tasks. Across the Unknown features space combat and away missions, in which you assemble a squad of your crew to investigate both planetside and within space stations. Choose your squad members carefully and make sure their skills complement each other to have the greatest chance of mission success. This is a huge undertaking. Star Trek has a very active and engaged fanbase to this day, if not more so than ever, and to introduce a game of a very well-known IP into the deep tactical strategy sphere is... it's bold. Yeah, it's bold. We also don't have a ton of Steam updates for this one, with the game announced in August 2025, and only having around 11 published updates, 4 of which came out in the last month. But look, that could just be me being overly picky. In my experience though, frequent updates and announcements are pretty crucial to a successful game launch. Both the studio and the publisher are going to have to lock in for this one, but if they can pull it off, we may have a pretty incredible sci-fi game on our hands. I for one am really excited for the mix of heavy narrative, combat, and management sim elements that the game puts forth. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown is going straight into full release on Steam on February 18th. Folk Emerging, the Stone Age 4X auto battler from Curious Dynamics, got its first demo at the beginning of February. Lead your tribe across the landscape to hunt, gather, and explore, while engaging in diplomacy with other tribes to trade and form alliances, if you can. Folk Emerging features auto battler combat, which can lead to devastating losses for your tribe if things go awry, or advance your clan's journey through the wilderness. With what looks like a pretty in-depth tech tree and choices to be made to guide the development of your people, Folk Emerging does look like it has a fair bit of promise. Developer Curious Dynamics will be self-publishing this one as a solo dev as their first game, so it'll be really interesting to keep tabs on and see how it develops with player feedback and involvement. Funnily enough, this wasn't the only Stone Age game that I was sent during this Next Fest lead up, I guess. It seems to be a very popular genre, and we have seen it done well in city builders such as Dawn of Man. A game did come out in 2024 that was also a 4X Stone Age game called The Ancients, which I did check out. Unfortunately, it didn't resonate with me, so Folk Emerging is our second go at a Stone Age 4X auto battler, which is such an odd combination of genres, but I'm kind of here for it. Folk Emerging will be launching straight into 1.0 in 2026, but has a demo currently up if you'd like to explore this one yourself. Underchoice is the 2D management RPG which sees the player become the overseer of a bunker in order to keep its occupants alive and safe. Discerning choices will need to be made in your judgment of the applicants knocking outside, and one wrong move could spell disaster for you and yours. Overcome problems as they arise with your limited resources, using the innate skills of your people to continue your threatened existence. Choices matter in this story-driven RPG. Turning away a stranger could save one of your own from a brutal, untimely death, or it could result in someone with valuable skills disappearing into the wasteland as your bunker implodes from within. This is developer TG Indie's first game, and so far what we're seeing is a really definitive art style and gameplay style. We like strong art choices and themes on this channel, so tentatively looking forward to this one. The demo for Underchoice is going to open on February 19th and remain available until the game releases, so you'll be able to jump in very soon and don the cap of Overseer yourself. Alrighty, those are the games that came up on my radar for February 2026. It's a little tricky always to put the February episode together because the Next Fest demos aren't usually announced until Next Fest starts. So I guess we could retroactively cover them in March if they're still out, but a lot of demos only run for a short period of time. I don't want to tell you guys a demo is available and then when you go to check it, it's just not there. Something I've also started doing lately when developers get in touch with me is I am asking them about generative AI usage in the games and if the demo is going to be open for a certain amount of time or if it's staying open permanently. Also on our news ticker, just generally, Town to City is currently running a plushie campaign for a voxel sheep. If you would like your very own voxel sheep, jump over to the Town to City Steam page and enter the pre-order campaign. And Farthest Frontier is making rumbles about its first DLC. So if you got any ideas what that might be about, pop them in the comments below. We love Farthest Frontier on this channel. Great momentum from that game. They hit 1.0 in, I want to say November, and they're moving straight to a DLC announcement. Just good stuff. My picks from this video, frankly, all of them. I'm going to be trying the demos that I mentioned, and I so hope that NORSE Oath of Blood is good. I'm surprised I hadn't heard of it before I started researching for this episode, and then when I initially started researching, I was like, this is a little too good to be true. You know, like I got that brain, it's just happened to me one too many times where something just looks fantastic and then it doesn't quite deliver. So hopefully NORSE has the chops to pull it off. I'm really impressed with the production level of the dev diaries. These are like fully produced little mini docu-series. Also the fact that the game is written by a best-selling author, really curious about that as well. The motion capture looks fantastic. I'm really liking the voice acting that I'm hearing, and I like seeing actual gameplay in the trailers. That's the thing that made me include it in this episode, is that we got to see the turn-based gameplay shown in those trailers. Star Trek Voyager. Like I said in the segment, I think it is a bold choice to move into the deep tactical strategy sphere with a well-known IP. Going to be a lot of scrutiny, going to be a lot of feedback, and a lot of it is probably going to be good feedback from people who want to see the game succeed. I really hope that the studio and the publisher are able to implement that feedback, to be able to sift through it and find the fundamental things that need to be fixed and repaired to make it a good game. And that's just what every game goes through when it initially launches. That being said, full release is an interesting move for this one. Let me know what you guys think about that. I do think this maybe would have benefited from an early access run just to get some more playtest feedback, but we'll see. I'm making assumptions about a game that is not even out yet. Oh my. Alright, that is it from me. Don't forget to click the Into the AM link in my description to check out those basic bundles for yourself. It's worth it. Trust. And if there are any games you think I missed, or you're a developer and you'd like to see your game on the channel, feel free to email me at ReneeSkyPlays@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for this February episode, and I'll see you maybe in March. Let's see how we go. Enjoy Next Fest, everybody. Catch you later.